You know what I mean? The least I can do is sign an autograph or take a picture. And sometimes if I'm really, like there was one time I was at an airport and I was running from terminal to terminal. And I go, dude, I can't, you got to catch it, got to keep up with me. And so he had to run ahead of me and take a picture. And I was like this, you know.
Welcome to episode 14 of Tony Talks, and sadly it's our last episode of season 1. We'll be back!
We'll be back in about a month. 14 episodes already, lickety-split.
Goodbye.
Kind of amazing, really. But after we get more great questions and more great stories from you, we'll kick right back in, and we'll start season 2. But in the meantime, let's focus on today, number 14. And I've got a great story from a young man by the name of Nicholas Macha, and it goes like this. Hey, Tony, my name is Nicholas Macha. I'm 11 years old, and I live in Seattle, Washington. And I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me. I got involved with you and your programs when quarantine started. I love it. I'm a P90X3 grad, and I love all of your jokes, especially in CVX. It all started one day when my dad was working out in the basement, and he was actually doing Cardio X because his buddy from work gave him Abra X, Cardio X, and Yoga X for free. Good buddy.
Very good.
Outstanding buddy. He usually goes to the gym, but since everything closed down, he decided to do those workouts. I came down to the basement where he was working out, and this was actually just when he had finished, and I asked if I could do one. I tried Abra X, and I sucked at it. I also tried Cardio X, and I was beat. Yet I loved it. I love this kid. I did this for a few weeks, though I didn't do abs every day. I figured I needed something different. So I looked you up, and I came across P90X3. I had just enough money to purchase it. Very sweet of him. Probably mowing lawns or delivering papers or something. Do they still deliver papers? Since that moment, I fell in love with it. I became interested in about everything you were doing right now. So about a month ago, I started watching Tony Talks, and I submitted this question to both of you and Shauna. P90X3 has helped me with my balance. It has helped me control my eating habits as well as increased strength. I used to get a lot of bloating, but not anymore. I always feel great, and I want to thank you so much, Tony. You are the best man. You are forever, in all caps, my hero. You're always in my prayers. I can't wait to see what P90X has in store for me. I hope you and Shauna have the best day ever. Your pal, Nicholas.
Nicholas, you are an amazing young man, and you are so far ahead of your time.
Oh, what a sweet kid. What a great little story.
Seriously.
He writes better than I do, so...
This is true. He definitely spells better.
Yeah. When he's 12, he and I are going to go to school together so I can learn to write as good as he does. Well, that was amazing. Now it's time for our questions. What do you got, Mrs. H?
It is. Question number 1 comes from Jesse in Denver. And he says, hello, Mr. TH. My name is Jesse, pronounced as Jasy, pronounced like Jesse. Unique, yes. My question is, where do you film Tony Talks? It seems like you're in your theater room. And the question is, what are your 3 favorite movies? By the way, I love P90X. We keep pushing play every day, Monday through Saturday. Go Saints. Who dat? Regards, Jesse.
New Orleans. He's a New Orleans Saints fan. You know, when I was a little kid, I lived in Connecticut. And so I was kind of a fan of the Jets and the Giants just because, you know, they were the closest team. The Patriots were way far north because we lived down in the panhandle, so to speak, of Connecticut. So we got the New York feed. But for whatever reason, because I was a kid, the colors of the New Orleans Saints, that black and gold, and the fleur-de-lis, I had a thing for the fleur-de-lis, like the weirdest thing. And I was a New Orleans Saints fan, and all my friends looked at me like, why? But anyway, so I get it.
He still loves the fleur-de-lis, by the way.
I still am a fan of the fleur-de-lis. So we are in our theater. This came with the house, which is really kind of exciting. We got these groovy chairs that came with the house. They're all electrified and everything. And the room is padded, you know, for soundproof. But now it's a film studio, and there's lights everywhere and cameras everywhere, and the ping pong table, which we used to be able to use, is just covered in equipment. But hopefully it'll get back to its normal state. Maybe for the month we're off, we'll clean up and play ping pong again.
I hope so. We've come a very long way since episode 1, though.
I know, and we had a Ring camera and an iPhone.
That's right.
So it's been
800 pieces of equipment later.
Yeah, now we got a fancy camera that goes, it's on a dolly over here, and we've got this main camera, so...
And they don't stop every 15 minutes?
Yes, where we have to pretend that
big bonus.
we have to do this. But anyway, I digress. So, movies. Shawshank Redemption, Forrest Gump, I'm like so many people. A new one on my list is Jojo Rabbit. It has moved.
So good.
It has moved. I watched it once a while back when it first came out, and then we rewatched it, and that movie just moves me. It's so amazing. But I can't do 3. The Godfather, Jaws, the original Jaws. I mean, these are things that I watched when I was a kid. And there's a great movie that many of you have never seen. It's called A Hard Day's Night. It's in black and white when the Beatles, the band, was brand new. And it's just so fun and vibrant. It just reminds me of such innocent times where these young, with the Fab Four, are just kind of making their way into the industry. And the craze about the Beatles. It's just, and it's also so funny and it's amazing. So that's my list of 3+. What about you, Mrs. H? You got to have 3.
Oh, well, gosh, when you said childhood, it immediately took me back to E.T.
Ah, yeah.
Love E.T.
Yeah.
Also love the Joy Luck Club.
Oh, yeah.
What's the other one? Bridges of Madison County.
Oh, you're such a girl.
Such a girl. Such a girl.
Girl stuff.
I still cry when I watch that movie.
Wow.
And I've probably seen it 10 times.
It's like me with Shawshank
Pretty
Redemption.
Woman, I've seen that one probably 100 times, but I don't know if it's in my favorites.
Wow.
And Shawshank.
You like the Shawshank too?
So good.
Do you know what Shawshanking a movie is? It's like when I used to watch Shawshank, I made up this expression, or I like to try to pretend that I did. So when you see the Shawshank Redemption, no matter where you are in the movie, you got to watch it to the end. It's automatic.
That's right.
Forrest Gump is like that too. Like, oh, Forrest Gump is on. I'm 10 minutes in. I'm going to watch it to the end. I've got 10 minutes left. Heck it, I'm going to watch the last 10. And I think I'll probably end up doing that with Jojo Rabbit. I'm not going to say what it is, but the ending of Jojo Rabbit, I wept.
I know.
I wept.
So good.
It's just
the whole movie's so good.
So good. Well, there you go. Good
That was
question.
a good question. Thank you.
Yeah, nice.
Next one is Josh from Alabama. And he says, "Hi,
was that an Alabama accent
I don't
right
know.
there? I think you kind of went into one right there. Might have been.
I don't even know what
I think
accent
I'm
is.
doing Texas. I
don't know what that is.
Embarrassing of me. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
I actually think that was Texas.
I'm doing my
Somewhere in Texas. If you're living in Texas, let us know.
I'm doing my Ross Perot. See,
Oh.
that's what I'm doing. See now,
Gotcha.
see, or my George W. Bush, George 1.
Okay.
See, wouldn't be prudent. Wouldn't be. Not gonna do it. I think I'm doing Dana Carvey doing George.
I
W.
think you
Bush.
are too.
There it is. The accent every week. I should just stop doing them. Go ahead, Mrs.
So
White.
entertaining
What's
for
your
me, though.
question? I appreciate it.
So he says, "Hi, Tony. I sort of have a 2-part question based on how you answer the first one.
Oh.
You see, a lot of new movie stars or new musicians, when they hit it big, get lost in the fame a little bit. Some handle it better than others, and they find themselves, while others, unfortunately, don't handle it as well and never recover. My question for you is, when you first started working with Beachbody and things really started to take off after PNDX to sort of put you at superstar status in the fitness industry," oh, well, there you go. There's a qualifier.
Totally.
Was there ever a point where you struggled with that, or was it something that you relished in and enjoyed? And secondly, if you did struggle with any of it, what steps did you take to sort of figure out how to get comfortable with handling it? Thanks for all your hard work. You and your team are doing a great job, and I'm really excited about this new program you guys are putting together. God bless.
What was his name?
Josh from Alabama.
Josh from Alabama. Josh, that's a great question. There's no course on fame, right? And so the weird thing about fame is there's all different kinds of levels of fame. And you're not to put anybody in any particular category, but you got your Brad Pitts and your George Clooney's and your Jennifer Anistons and your Chers, and you know what I mean. And that's your A+ crowd. You know what I mean. I always consider myself sort of a C- guy. Like if I walk to an airport, 5% of people will go, "Oh my God, Tony Horton, my God, you helped me lose a bunch of weight." And then there's a percentage of people who kind of look at me and go, "Yeah, that's not him." And other ones just kind of glance and go, "I don't know who that guy is. He looks familiar." You know what I mean? It's a weird position to be in. And then you have like your local weatherman, right? Which is sort of your at the bottom of the rung. So I'm sort of in the middle of that whole thing when it comes to celebrity. And I'm a bit of a people person, so at no point ever was it difficult for me. And when people started to recognize me after Power 90, because we sold about 3 to 5 million copies of that, I remember I was at the Santa Monica Homeopathic Pharmacy in Santa Monica on Broadway. Addresses you don't need to know. And I was sitting there, sick as a dog, waiting for my prescription. And some girl comes in, and it's the first person that ever recognized me that wasn't somebody I knew. And she was like, so there's people in line waiting for their prescriptions. And so she just starts, oh my God. And she starts twirling around like, look what you did. I didn't know what I did. I thought I did something wrong. And she goes, I lost 35 pounds. I haven't been to Slates in high school. And thank you so much. And I was, of course, I had a flu or a cold or something. And even in that moment, man, I turned it on and I said, that's amazing and congratulations. And this is before cameras on phones and stuff. So I signed something for her and it's been going on ever since, and it's I really, really enjoy it. Like at Summit every year, when Beachbody has their Summit, I'll be at the airport coming or going, and literally hundreds of people will come up and say hello, and I try to say hello to everybody, and I try to take every picture, and I'll sign every autograph. Maybe I was a politician in a past life or something, which I don't know if that's a good thing, but I just figure that if you're going to spend that much time and energy in front of your television, day after day, week after month, year after year, sweating and lunging and squatting and doing push-ups and really working on trying to change who you are physically, mentally, and emotionally, the least I can do is say hello. You know what I mean? The least I can do is sign an autograph or take a picture. And sometimes if I'm really, like there was one time I was at an airport and I was running from terminal to terminal and I go, dude, I can't, you gotta catch it, gotta keep up with me. And so he had to run ahead of me and take a picture and I was like this, But 99.5% of the time I'm all in and I love it. Sometimes when it's unscheduled, it's brutal. It can be, like when I'm eating in a restaurant and somebody taps me on the shoulder. That if you're ever dealing with a celebrity and you want a bad response, don't bother them while they're eating, typically. But even then, you know what I mean? People don't know. So, it's like my dog, Charlie, he poops on the floor. He's just like, I get mad, but he's a dog. I can't get mad at him because I love him so much. You know what I mean? Is that a bad? It's not, probably, it doesn't make any sense. But you know what I mean? Like people will do what they want to do and they get really excited because they've had great results. So, yeah, I'm always one to say hello and take photos with folks. I don't think it's changed me. Anybody who meets me goes, oh, he's like he was in high school or college. He's,
You're nicer than when I met you.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm a bonehead, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Great. I led you into that one. Dang it.
Good
question, though. Yeah. And by the way, you're right, though. A lot of people in this industry or any industry, when you get a little bit of fame, man, their egos blow up. I think fame and money exaggerates who you already are. And if you're kind of a ding-dong, you're a bigger ding-dong. You know what I mean? If you've always had great intentions, you really care about people, you're a loving soul, then I think it exaggerates you. It puts more pressure on you, and so sometimes, nobody's perfect. But, I always try to keep other people's feelings in mind when they're coming by to say hi. So, yeah. Good one.
Next one comes from Debbie from DC.
Debbie from DC.
And she says, hello, Tony and Shauna. Thanks for staying consistent with Tony Talks. And I'm loving the variety lately. Especially today. It's really a lot of variety.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we wanted to finish strong episode 14.
That's right. You two are a crack up, and you sure know how to keep it interesting. This question is for both of you. Are there any health and wellness products, or even just regular products, that make your life easier, or that the two of you absolutely wouldn't want to live without? All of my favorite things have always come from recommendations from my friends, so I'd love to hear some of your top favorites too. Thanks so much for all you both continue to do for all of us out here who love you. Debbie from DC.
God, these are good questions. Yeah, and I think we're exactly the same way. Like people, like when it comes to a movie or when it comes to a piece of clothing or cologne or whatever, carpeting, you know what I mean? Like when Holly recommended the guy who does he redoes recovering for furniture and stuff because our ninja course just completely hammered from the sun and the weather. And this guy was amazing. And we didn't have to run around. We just trusted her and we got him. And the price was amazing. The job was amazing. Yeah. So for me, you want to go first? You want me to go first? Because you brought some things.
Well, yeah,
right?
We'll just go back and forth.
Oh, good. I like that. You go first.
Oh,
ladies
okay.
first.
All right. Well, here, I'll give you that one.
Oh, it's like Christmas.
I know, it is. Okay, so here's a really cool one.
This is pretty
This
cool,
is
man.
called Rigwa. It's from Rigwa. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Rigwa Life. Rigwa. And this thing is cool. You guys have all seen the hot and cold cups that keep things hot and cold.
You're going to break a finger.
This, I hope I don't.
There you go. You forgot how to open that sucker.
Yep.
There it is.
This will keep your soup hot, your salad cold. This thing is fantastic. And then it's got this little, as you could see, the airtight lid. I couldn't get it open without that.
The Rigwa, you know why this is cool? Because there's been thermoses for beverages, right? Like, why didn't somebody figure this out for food?
Seriously.
You know what I mean? Soup, or like Shauna said, soup or stew or whatever you want to do. You know, hot cereal, right? Like you're taking a trip, right? Oh, you got to go. You put your hot oatmeal in there, whatever. You seal it up.
Or my thing is a cold salad.
Yeah.
You can put all your stuff in there. You can shake it up in there. It keeps it cold.
Rigwa, Rigwa,
There you
life.
go.
Yeah. So
anyway, this is one of my favorite new gadgets.
Rigwalife.com. Now, if
Is
you
that what it says?
that's what it says on the back, man.
Oh, cool.
So we're learning more about our stuff just by sitting here. So this is a Hertz skirt, and they come in 3 different sizes, and they're a sponsor at Paragon. But
That's how we were first introduced, and now we're head over heels for these.
so what's genius about this? It's a sleeve, and there's 3 different sizes. This one's for your wrist, obviously, if you hurt your wrists, and there's gel packs in here, right? So typically you got to wrap a thing with Velcro, or you got to use peas or carrots or whatever. And this is, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gel packs here, and if you hurt a wrist or an elbow or a knee or a thigh, and they come in all kinds of like flowers. This is just one of them. Different designs, different sizes, and so Sean and I and every time I break one of these out, they disappear because my friends would steal them, which is really great. But this is Hertz skirt.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
And that's spell Hertz skirt because it's spelled differently than you would think.
Hurt Skurt, HurtSkurt, and I don't know.
And I'm pretty sure it's hurtskirt.com. And they also make, so you can also, by the way, put this around your soda pop. Not that we encourage that, but they do make the flavored water cans.
Yes,
the bigger ones you can put around bottles of wine or things like that. And then, so this is the same company, and this is one of my favorites. And this is the Hula Cula bag.
The Hula Cula bag.
That's right.
That's some fancy bag right there.
That's right. And this is actually one of the gifts for Paragon. That's why it's still intact. But this keeps everything super duper cold. You can put all your Hertz skirt stuff in there. Zip it up. It's got lots of pouches. So this is another.
And if you're going on a little picnic.
And these come in different designs too.
Yeah, made by the same company. So that's cool. So we got a ton of stuff here. We probably should get moving. So let me I'm gonna hit 3 at a time.
Okay,
right now.
go for it.
So I get this question occasionally, and it's like, Tony, how come at 62 years old you look 61 and a half? Well, and I've been talking about this before, and this is what I put in my hair. So I put 6 drops of this. This is organic Jamaican Black castor oil. And it's for hair growth, moisturization, and skin conditioning. So, but what it does is it darkens your hair by a couple of shades. I mean, my hair is normally brown. It's kind of like Shauna's color. But I put 6 drops of this in there. Choking, COVID. I'm going to be okay. So it's just drop, boom, in the hair. And it just makes it manageable. It takes the frizz out. It makes it thicker, and it also apparently helps with hair growth. I don't know if my hair is growing. I know that it's not falling out, which is nice.
I heard you can put it on your eyelashes and your eyebrows too.
That I don't do. I don't do that. And this pronounce this lotion for me.
I think it's Lollia.
Lollia. This stuff, it's hand lotion. It comes in this one. You can tell I've used this one. I go through them pretty quick. It's hand lotion, and it comes in all these amazing scents.
This is our favorite, though. I won't
it
say that.
It is.
It's very hard to get him to share this.
What is that smell, man? It's nuts. And this is hand lotion, but what I like about it is I use it on my arms and my legs, too. Because it's not, you know how lotion, you rub it in and rub it in and rub it in, and it just stays greasy and gross. This absorbs in your body. I sound like an infomercial right now. Don't mean to. But
You found this in Jackson Hole because your hands there, it's so dry.
Oh, it's so dry.
It's so
dry. All that snow, and it's all still flipping dry.
And when they're that dry, it seems like nothing wants to rub into them. So that's how we initially fell in love with this. Somebody recommended it at one of the stores in Jackson Hole.
Oh, my God. And I just bought it up in every
And it
possible.
smells amazing.
I mean, it's just amazing.
This is number 9, right? Potion number 9.
Is that number 9? Is that what it says?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not.
And different ones have different numbers. Lollia. All right. So there you go. And then another hair thing, because now that my hair is growing longer, I don't remember how to style it. It just always looks ridiculous, so I have to tuck it behind. It's embarrassing that I'm even a man talking about this. But Shauna found this for me. It's pronounce that one?
Hanz de Fuko.
Hanz de Fuko. Fuko. There's a lot of ways I want to mispronounce that. Hanz de Fuko. Okay, over here with this thing over there. All right, and this stuff, like when I had short hair and I would put the paste in my long hair, it was just glue. It was terrible. But this stuff, the texture of this stuff, like just sing, and then my hair, it's like that. That's how it comes out. So if you like the way, and what do you say? How was it? Where was this recommended to you?
So he asked me to find something he had gotten on set, and they don't make it anymore. It was discontinued. But I said, describe it to me. Tell me what it does. So I started researching on the internet, and I came across this, and men were raving about it. Oh, my long hair, movie star hair, this and that, movie star hair. That's what I kept hearing. I thought, I'm sure he'd like some movie star hair.
There you go, movie star hair. So that's Tony's cosmetics corner. Do you have any more?
There you go. I do. I have 2 more. Really quickly.
All right, I'm out. I got no more.
One of the gals.
I have one more. Sorry.
Okay. One of the gals from Paragon sent us a little box of her favorite stuff because we always give away these big swag bags.
Oh, so this is the one you were talking about.
This is what she sent me. It's made by, I don't even know who this is. It's got a little elephant on it.
We can't recommend it.
Zojirushi. Apparently they make rice makers. My girlfriend is who's Chinese said
remember who sent this to
Leah.
us? Oh, Leah.
Leah, thank you.
Shauna Leah sent 2 of these. I haven't seen one since because she's Bogarting.
I am. They fit perfectly in my saddlebag. They fit perfectly in my hand. They fit perfectly in my cup holder in my car.
The size is spectacular.
And they keep everything so cold. All day long it can sit in your hot car and everything's still cold.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite. And the lid locks in a back position, right? And then there's also a little lock button on front so you don't accidentally spill it and I can just drop it right in my purse. So there's like 10 million reasons to love this thing. Go ahead. You got another one?
All right. So last but not, I forgot because it was on my feet. Xero shoes, boys and girls. So I don't
need your new favorite thing.
It's my new favorite thing. So you heard me talk about these shoes, and I won't go into the whole story. I got to meet the CEO, Steven Sashin, and I was having problems. My feet weren't feeling right, and he explained the whole Xero shoe thing, and we had a great conversation. He sent me a couple of pairs. And now, it's really, I wear these almost all of the time.
He was on a hunt. You've been on a hunt for a great shoe for probably the last 5 years at least.
Forever. Zero drop, wide forefoot, just a little bit of padding between you and earth, and super flexible. It's like wearing protective super slippers while exercising, and I do plyo in them, and I do my Sunday workouts in them, and as soon as we're done here, I'm going to shoot a workout. I've already got my workout outfit on. I'm trying to get a twofer in here, so I'm ready to go. And they even have, I wouldn't call them slippers, but sort of the kick around shoes that I live in all the time. And Xero shoes
favorite.
Spelled Xero shoes, not Z.
And last but not least, this is partly my favorite because it's partly Tony's favorite.
Oh, I can't believe you're bringing this one out.
I am.
Look at this thing.
I am. This is, my hairstylist did my hair with this one time, and it's how you get those beachy waves, and I came home, and he was mad for my hair. So the next time, clearly, when I went back to my hairstylist, I said, you got to get me one of these.
Oh, is that right?
That's what happened.
How long have you had that one?
Over a year now.
Look at
but
this.
He loves this look, so of course.
Love it.
And
I call her,
it's like
her Medusa
this
look.
weird, it's not round, it's kind of oblong, and it just gives you this sort of wave.
And it goes up to 375 degrees, so don't put it on your
super
tongue.
Groovy. I think it actually goes up to 400. I got it set at 360.
Yikes.
All right, so there you go. There's all of our cool products.
Debbie from D.C., you go shopping, young lady. There you go.
Oh, max out the Amex. Next one comes from Martin from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and he says, how the heck is Mason Bendewald?
Oh.
He said, I loved him and you in the one-on-one series. Get that goofball involved in Power Life or something. He'll be great.
So this is a neat question. Sean Callahan, who many of you know from P90X3, The Challenge, and a couple other routines, he was actually here this weekend. And he was saying that, he said, you know what, during quarantine, he was doing pretty much exclusively the one-on-one workouts that Mason and I shot, and he was just raving. And a lot of you, if you aren't aware of those, check them out on BOD. I think they're all on Beachbody On Demand. They're really a lot of fun. The whole goal with those was to make them feel and look live. So Mason would come in with the camera. We wouldn't cut once. There's even one of them where I just split my pants wide open.
That's right.
And I turned to Mason. I go, dude, I split my pants. He goes, so what? So I finished the workout with a big rip in my pants. and they're fun. You know what I mean? They were really, really fun to create. And then, Mason, we had a great run. He was also the director for P90X2. And then I think he found another opportunity and was working with somebody else. And oddly enough, there's another organization that I'll be working with shortly. I can't really mention them yet. Can't look at your face.
He just got a kick under the table.
Yeah, I got a kick. So I was shooting last week in the studio, and he was a consultant. I was talking to the head of casting and a couple other things. This gentleman Ryan. And he goes, hey, I was talking to Mason. He was here and he was working for us, and we really had a great experience with him. And whatever happened to you guys? And I said, I don't know. It's like when he went away, I kept working for Beachbody, and we just didn't stay in touch. So Mason, buddy, if you're watching, man, we got to hook up because I miss you, man.
You're a lot of fun.
Yeah, there you go. Well, good question about Mason.
Okay, the next one comes from James in Australia.
James, how are you, sir, down there?
No accent?
Nope, because it's going to be terrible, and I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
We've learned that lesson.
Okay. Dear Tony, I am often amazed at the physical transformations that actors make for action-type roles like Matt Damon for Bourne, Daniel Craig for Bond, and Ewan McGregor. If you had to get the next James Bond in shape, but you couldn't see that actor in person for some reason, what would you do differently other than just tell them to do P90X2 or 3 and follow a strict diet? All the best from Australia, and thanks so much for answering these questions.
Well, right. That's
right, mate.
That's not even good. If I couldn't be with the person, well, that's a new twist. I think maybe with quarantine or something that might happen. But I trained Billy Idol and Tom Petty and Stephen Stills and Annie Lennox and Lindsey Buckingham and Sean Connery. Submarines don't react well to bullets.
Oh, he was
Scottish.
He was a Bond.
He was a Bond. James Bond. But under these circumstances, I would make sure that whoever that actor or actress was with, that they'd have to have a great team. A nutritionist would have to be in place, a trainer that both the actor and I trusted, who could put them through the drill. Also, we'd have to have an agreement early on just to say what the protocol is, what the nutrition and food protocol, how many times a day they're working out, what kind of workouts are they doing, what kind of food are they eating, what are their objectives. Most actors want to look a certain way. They're not going to be taking over for stunt people, right? So it's really about the aesthetics. They want to be healthy and fit and strong, but usually they do. They start the move and then the stunt man comes in and then jumps in the lake or something. So what?
That was the.
Right. And cut. And stunt guy comes in. So that would be, and I'd have to talk to that person's management. I'd have to talk to the studio just to make sure they're all on the same page. And then we would have to have daily Zoom calls or phone calls at the least, just with everybody. Like, hey, how'd it go today? What was the training? Then I would talk to the trainer. I wouldn't really, I'd have maybe some contact with the actor. I wouldn't need to. I would really just talk to the other trainer on set. Because you'd have to have somebody there, cooking the meals, checking to see if they're eating, checking to see if they're cheating. You know what I mean? And typically when you got a big movie or a concert tour or something, there's a lot at stake, and people have to do things on time. I work with Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter, to get her ready for a movie. And, they didn't give me enough time to do the job. I mean, she came a long way in a short period of time. She really did. And I would also agree that it's got to be 3 to 4 months. Mm-hmm. When I went up to Canada and I worked on the 13th Warrior with all those actors, Tony Curran and some of the other actors out of Europe, I had 6 weeks, which was really not enough time, to really transform people. So that's important too. So there's a lot of stuff that could still be done. I don't necessarily have to be there, but that's a great question.
Cool. Next one is from Jimmy from Salt Lake City, Utah. And this is a little bit of a long one, but I thought it was a very important one.
All right, Jimmy, fire away.
Of
course, there's helicopters circling our house. Can you hear that?
Great.
What the heck is that?
I don't know.
It's unbelievable.
Somebody
we got dogs barking, helicopters. We're in a nice, quiet part of town.
That's right.
But that thing's landing on the house. What is happening?
Well, maybe somebody is trapped in the canyon.
Yeah. We live at the end of a trailhead here, so there could be somebody out here with a broken collarbone.
Hikers go in and they don't come out.
Yeah.
All right.
Mountain lions.
So Jimmy from Salt Lake City, Utah, he says, "Hey, Tony, I must be honest. I had never heard of you until I started marketing your product at the call center I work for. But after doing some investigating, I decided that I'm going to start taking your products." I'm assuming he's talking about the supplements.
Probably Power Life, yeah.
I'm 61 years old, and 40 years ago I was a power lifter. I did everything I could to stay in shape, and I ate almost anything I wanted. But then gravity set in and everything started dropping. Then I was basically in a wheelchair for 6 months after having back surgery. I sat around on my fat butt after surgery because the doctors didn't want me to lift anything or do anything except rest and recover from surgery. And that is true. After back surgery, you're not really supposed to do anything.
No.
I just started back to work in May, and I've lost all my strength. I can't do anything other than get up, take a shower, cook for myself, and go grocery shopping. You and I are the same age, and I'm asking myself, why can't I get back into shape and overcome this surgery? I realize I can't lift weights for another year, but what can I do to get rid of this belly and get my legs into shape? I've lost all my self-esteem because I have never been one to just sit around. I don't have strength enough to get up and do anything. I used to go home after 12-hour shifts and run around with my kids, and now I don't have enough get up and go. Got any ideas to help me? Please let me know.
Tell me his name again.
His name is Jimmy.
Jimmy. It's your pal Tony Horton here, and that's a great question, I understand. And there's probably tens of thousands of people who have heard that question and understand what you're going through, especially back surgery, man. You got to be really smart. When coming back, you got to talk to your doctor, got to talk to your physical therapist. But, you're in the call center for Power Life. And look, when it comes to the whey and plant-based proteins, we design that stuff for based on a lot of the studies that were done from people who are actually coming out of surgery. So, if you're eating, ham sandwiches and Jell-O post-surgical experience, then you're not going to get much of a result. So we eat and consume all kinds of different things to sort of enhance our general state of being, whether it's our digestive tract or fiber for its obvious reasons, or certain vitamin C and vitamin D and CoQ10 and ginkgo biloba and all the nutrients that you find, all the nutrients and vitamins that you find in vegetables. We're, as human beings, if we're consuming the right stuff, then we're doing our body a favor and not putting it through the mill, which is what happens when we eat a lot of processed foods and a lot of foods that are, jam-packed with fat, sugar, salt, and chemicals, right? So, we designed Power Life, and it's not another Power Life ad, So there's the HMBs in there, there's the branched chain amino acids, and so the HMBs work with vitamin D and leucine, which is a branched chain amino acid, so that the body can heal and repair itself, and even to a certain degree without a whole lot of exercise. And when I say that out loud, I almost can't believe it. But I've seen all the dang studies, so I know what this is. And it's just, it's just the combination of the right kind of things so that you can come back strong. And so your diet, your macros are part of it, right? But also your macros, man. You got to eat fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins and healthy fats. You just, that's, and if you can't move a muscle, then you've got to start with your diet. And you got to start with your macros and your micros, and it's got to be super clean, and you got to be super consistent, and you get to have a cheat snack once in a while. I'll let you do that because we're all human beings. I got my cookies. But here's what's funny. I started eating my cookies, and my little love handle friends, I work out I've worked out 13 days in a row. And then I start rewarding myself at night during the middle of a quarantine with my Kato, which is avocado ice cream, but it's not dairy. But there's still sugar in this stuff, man. And I'll be fine. And then these things start growing, and I realize, oh my God. So the last couple of nights I've cut that out. Cut the Kato, cut the chocolate chip cookies, and I go to bed miserable. No, I'm kidding.
That's sad.
No, but what I do, I go to bed about an hour and a half before I go to bed. I do a shake with my vanilla whey protein powder, my Power Life protein powder. So then you got to start there. But you got to talk to your doctor and see what you can do. If you can do some basic cardio, a stationary bike, or walking on a treadmill, or walking in the neighborhood, or any kind of movement. And here's the most important thing. Do what you can possibly do so you don't get hurt. Eat as healthy as you possibly can as often as possible. And that has to happen. Both of those have to happen 6 days a week. 6 days a week, and you can take a day off from the walk, or you can day off from the moderate cardio. But you have to change your paradigm. You have to change your behavior. You have to be a different person. You have to do things differently. You have to consume differently, and you're on this track now based on what you did. So don't do what you did, because it doesn't work. So you got to do new stuff. You got to subtract the old stuff and add the new stuff, and that's the new you. And you have to give yourself, like I said in the last question, 3 to 4 months before you're going to really start to see any results. You might be exercising all the time best you can based on your situation, eating really clean all the time, and you might not see anything for 65 to 75 days. Like the first 2 months, it's like it's not working. That's how it goes, because your body's been going in the other direction for so long that it's like a train going 1,000 miles down the track. It's going to take a long time to slow it down, turn it around, and have it go back the other way. And that's your body, and that's maybe your mindset. And you got to be patient. You got to be patient. It takes a long time. Like your mom just sent us
so good,
unbelievable. This girl is she was Russian, I think, or Ukrainian or something. She had a very strong accent. It sounded like Russian, and she did this amazing video. It's got over 5 million views. It's her P90X transformation. And, she wasn't obese, but, she was quite overweight, had a couple of kids. And, man, just to watch her 30-day picture and 40-day and 50
amazing.
and beyond. And then after that, I watched a couple other videos of her. Actually, she kind of combined me and some Shaun T. And she looks like a gymnast now.
Seriously. My mom said, she goes, you're not going to believe the transformation. And when I saw how she started out, I kind of got this picture in my mind of how I thought she was going to look at the end of 90 days. She was way better than
better.
I mean, 10 times better. Yeah. 10 times better than I look now. So,
man, you just got to make that shift. You got to do it, and you got to track it, and you got to write it down, and you got to be consistent, and you got to give yourself 120 days to get there. Boom.
Boom. There you go. Then you're halfway to be able to lift weights again.
Yeah.
Halfway there.
Yeah. I think it's mystery question time, isn't it?
It is.
I don't have any. I'm going to tell you, I don't have any for you today.
It's okay.
Because our last Tony Talks was an hour and a half.
That's okay.
So
An hour and a half?
No, I was kidding, but fire away. I'm ready.
Okay, and this is speed round. So first thing come to your mind. Ready?
For speed round.
Okay. What's your least favorite chair? No.
This one. Why do I sit in it all the time?
What's your least favorite chore?
Oh, shit. I never have an answer on it. Oh, it's washing blankets. No. My least favorite chore is work in general. Just work. I don't like working.
Okay. What's your favorite holiday and why?
God, I must be old because I don't have one.
Oh my gosh, I do. Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes. Thanksgiving with your family.
Turkey.
Yeah, you're right. Oh. You're right. I forgot about Thanksgiving. I was thinking Halloween. No, Christmas. I'm not a kid anymore. You know what I mean? I love watching you open up my gifts.
Yeah, same here.
My favorite. It's Thanksgiving.
Okay. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
My height. My height. 5'10.5" is lame. I'm not a fan of that height. I want to be 6'1". I'm not asking for much. Maybe I'll just hang upside down every day for a couple hours. 6'1" would be great.
What is one thing that most people do not know about you?
You've never asked that question before?
Nope.
What's the one thing?
Mm-hmm.
That I'll be honest. That I'm rougher around the edges than most people know. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
You know what I mean? Like I attempted stand-up comedy. I think I've answered some versions before. And I was a blue comic. I really was. I mean, if you don't know what that means, it just means that I was a shock comic, shock guy. A little bit.
He's still all for the shock value.
Yeah, and that's
the line, Tony.
The line. I'm over there. I shouldn't be over here. But I know when to turn it on and off. You know what I mean? Around friends, like when new people come and meet me, there's a lot of gobsmacking. Like they go, "Wow, this guy's out of his mind." You know what I mean? So I get some of that.
What's something that you like to do when no one else is around?
Listen to music. Crank up the music, man. Go upstairs.
That's true. Every time I get in his car,
Yeah. Because if I'm in a bad way, one of the key things about the beta group is one of the videos that I'll be doing is a mindset video, and it's called Rate Your State, right? So we're experimenting with what it'll be. It'll be fatigue, it'll be pain, it'll be stress, and maybe a couple other categories. And you just rate it 1 to 10, and that'll happen either 3 or 4 times a day. And then if you're dealing with pain or stress or fatigue or a bad attitude or mood, let's say that's the 4 categories. What are the things that you need to do in that moment to mitigate it or improve it? Not to cure it, right? If you're in physical pain, it's not like you're going to snap your fingers. But maybe if you have the opportunity within the hour or the day, you jump into a Epsom salt bath, right? Or you break out the foam roller or whatever it is. And sometimes when it's attitude and mood, for me, if I'm working and I just feel overwhelmed and I can't deal, I turn on the music and all of a sudden I become productive again. So just that's...
Music's great.
Music's great.
Okay. If you could live in another time period, when would it be?
I think you asked this one.
No, I didn't.
You sure?
No, I'm sure.
Oh.
One of them was if you could go back in time, who would you want to meet?
Oh.
But this is if you were going to live in another time period, when would it be? Like, I would love to live in the 50s.
50s. Yeah, 50s was... I did live in the 50s. I was 1, 2, and 3 years old, but I was around the 50s. Yeah, you'd like to be around when I was a kid. Can I go into the future?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to live in like 22 and see how things are going. See if we're still all here and we finally have those flying cars. And we finally have all the peace and love and understanding and patience and civility and community and yeah, because we're as a planet, we're still just pointing fingers and angry and fighting and you against me based on stupid crap. And
haven't come very far on that one, have we?
No, we haven't evolved much. It's sort of too bad. So I like, I know I've seen history. There's like little moments that are kind of interesting. But I like to jump ahead into the future and see if we finally get our act together. That'd be cool.
And if we don't, are you coming back?
I'll come back to right now. You know why? Well, you know what Rock's about now? Because I got you.
Oh, thanks, man.
There you
I
go.
definitely won't be here in 22.
No, I don't think I will be either. I don't think any of us will, but that's okay. We'll make the best with what we have. So
that is it. We have wrapped
there it is. There it is. That's it for now. That's
14.
all for now. It's episode 14. There goes Mrs. Horton.
I think I just threw up my nose.
Oh, no, don't do it. Well, there you go, everybody. Thank you so very much. Season 1 has come to a close. Wah. But we've had a lot of fun. Oh, and you've had great questions, great stories. Again, don't be afraid to go to YouTube. Are they still going to live on YouTube, these things?
They're going to live on YouTube. That's their home.
So like and comment. You two are idiots. We don't ever do that again. But, yeah, we're going to take some of the first part of the fall off here, and then we'll be back for Season 2.
And we're looking for more questions, so go to TonyHortonLife.com. Go to the contacts page, drop down. There's a little drop-down menu that says Tell Tony Your Story or Tony Talks, and write us there.
Write us there, and we will answer it the best that we can. And Mrs. Horton, you've been amazing. Without you, this thing would have never... I've been okay. I've been fair and middling, really. I'm not that good.
Let's give Josh a big hand for all his awesome
things. Josh on the other side. He's back there, working 18-hour days, piecing all this together. And so, really, whatever you guys see, it's because of our pal Josh. He is really a star and done really well with all our mistakes.
He makes us look good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, everybody.
Okay.
For me and
Mrs. Horton. See you in Season 2.
Yeah. Bye-bye.